You gotta believe that there is going to be upset potential here for Envy against MIBR. Again, they've done it once. It was a blowout. It was the fastest game in VCT history. Their 2-0 win over MIBR last stage. But different teams, different look. Even one early shot but forced away. Can't handle all of that pressure.
That's going to give Silver over to MIBR, and they're wasting no time and thrusting into the side. Aspas again, first in, but Glyph sets his feet and is repelling two players comfortably. Demon One's able to get into the mix now, or even up in numbers as the rotates are coming in, but Kesnit pulls himself off the side for a sec. Back inside that smoke now. Smoke comes down, as does the curtain on that MIBR round.
Love the speed of the flood that we see there from Envy. It's great anchoring from Glyph. He gets that cross-map anchor smoke from Rossi that comes down, plays around it, deals with both duelists alone. That's a beautiful opening for the player who I think was the standout for Envy in week one. Despite losing by a significant margin, he had a number of rounds that he was just outright winning for the team. And yeah, for the guy who was brought in to be more of a structure piece, a supportive player on the initiator role, a guy that they brought in for having great mid-round comms, he also is looking good in the shooting right now.
He put up 283 ACS in a 13-4 loss for Envy. And that was despite getting farmed a little bit early on in that series. Can he carry that through towards today? Kesnit, though, pretty quick. Moving around this site now with the MIBR on it, trying to challenge with these classics. Eventually bring Kesnit to heal, but the spike is in a bit of an uncomfortable spot, and Demon One now will get involved.
Go.
Aspas just all alone with that bandit. Couple kills already, not too bad. See if he can get any more damage off here. And look, it wasn't the most coordinated with like Kesnit and a second player coming in to help him on C, but I'm not mad at just seeing that sheer confidence, just swinging, just fighting right now. Again, that is what you want to see from Envy. You have to understand coming into this year, and especially with restructuring the team, they're fully away from the Rankers core. Like, yeah, we're going to take the more standard, structured approach to getting into VCT. It makes sense. Every team they're going up against has that, right? But it just always feels like they're just trying to, you know, force a round peg into the square hole or whatever way you want to frame it, right? It just never feels completely natural for these guys.
These two teams are funny, right? Because MIBR has always felt really structured, but could benefit from loosening up and just playing with a bit more heart. Something that, you know, as Bren's rant, you know, also highlighted, Aspas was doing last week.
Yeah.
Whereas Envy always felt like they were looser. Now they're trying to add this structure in with a couple players being mixed up. It feels like these teams could both benefit from just letting go of that a little bit, but they're training in different directions in terms of what they're trying to make their teams into.
I do really like the Aspas Neon a lot. I think that he was playing with way more just sheer confidence and a desire to chase down kills, hunt down players,
the word you're looking for
last week
is cojones. He's playing with cojones, bro. It was refreshing to see.
It really was. I don't think... I do agree with what Bren was saying. I think that MIBR made some steps in the right direction that we saw last week. They had a complete misfire in the map pool, leaving Summit in, a map that it just so happened NRG had been practicing. They assumed it wouldn't make it into the pool, and MIBR, in their own words, just weren't practicing on it at all. Let's see if they can make this C hit happen. Two players on Envy gathered up. Here comes Aspas.
Relay ball to the back of the side. Aspas picks his moment to get out of the fast lane, but backs up into Rossi. That's two picked up with a ghost. Demon One peers in, but doesn't have a chance to fire. Two big rifles still in the game, though, for MIBR, and they are crept up on this C side. Kesnit's on a timer, and he shows a little bit of his pigtail. Easy enough for Mazino to snip it clean off.
What a moment this could be for Glyph. Working his way in backside. Drone broken early. He's going to have that recon back up in 5 seconds, though. We'll see how much information he can garner with that.
Naturally, not going to be much for him to see here. He can already surmise our players chat cubby one long. Those are the standard setup and a standard double face. And this all starts because Knights tries to find a timing to push out of Garage this round and gets slapped by Mazino as part of his 4K in this round.
That was a great catch from Mazino. Newly minted IGL for this team. Again, I like the space, though, from Envy. They're trying to get in. They're trying to fight. They're you know, to some extent, they're playing together, just all under the same game plan. We are fighting them as they're coming into the site. We are flooding. And, hey, they get away with some good damage there.
Just like we saw in that A site in the pistol, you kind of have to flood in there, though, and not have to play full retake on that part of the map.
You can actually see Demon 1 with the AWP in this round. Kesnet was picking it up quite a bit back in week 1, but I think it makes more sense for the team when you have it set up like this. Fast hit onto this A site right now. Zekken getting stalled out in the ult.
He still can do something with this though, and he swings that corner straight onto Knights. Zekken finds 2 within the space of that runner back. That is going to be more than enough here to set up MIBR with an Owl drone to back it up. Rossi realizes there's just nothing to do here. He's out of there.
Yeah, this is absolutely just going to be a save situation. Envy definitely had a chance there with Glyph positioned in the corner. It's just a little bit awkward, right? Because Zekken is just running up through that fast lane, so Glyph is never able to actually see him break the Phoenix ult. And so despite Zekken getting stalled for a little bit, just enough time to wrap the corner on default box and find that entry, and kills kind of cascade from there.
I do feel like we saw a pretty big reaction to Zekken having a lower impact series last week. Certainly from the community. Some concern about whether Phoenix was where he belonged, was his right role here, but it feels like it's hard to doubt this guy when he starts to get rolling. To me, really feels like a pace setter in this team.
Yeah, he played Phoenix on all 3 maps last week. Wasn't a great series from him, but we saw fantastic Phoenix play out of Zekken in stage 1. Everyone, and Chamber is super viable. They've tried to flex around. We've seen him play, yeah, Viper, Duelist, like a bunch of different stuff. But ultimately, yeah, I get it though. You have Demon 1 on your team. You want to just see him get kills. Might be in position to do it there, except MIBR fall away when there's a little bit of that A-lobby pressure. And
it's a low econ round though here for Envy. They've got the hero AWP with half armor. Oh, I like the idea from Kesnet. Trying to get a bit of a wrap around, but MIBR ready for this now, and though they might be contained, they're ready to fight out of this pincer. There's Demon 1 though. Nice chime in with the AWP. He's really wrapped around them. Now running back in play. Demon 1 creeps up on the angle and finds Verno. Now though, he's going to have to do something a little bit harebrained, I think, and go even deeper.
Here.
the problem is, where even is that position he could get to, right? Now he's got to just be content with the save if he could even get out of there. But yeah, he's committed himself. Rossi has no chance trying to get a defuse on that spike.
And all the Envy players that I'm going down on MIBR's side of the map, I think I like the wrap around, the fast play off the A side, but with their B presence collapses, Wyatt, then they're just playing retake on an open side.
Some nice shots from Demon 1, but yeah, I think the significant first moment is that you have Kesnet slide out with the Vandal. He didn't want to wait for util. He wanted to use, well, I mean, the util of his own. It is a slide. it's the speed to try to get ahead, catch a timing, but he can't. He's caught, and then it's tough from there. They're just trying to recover that gun.
Tour de force.
Yeah, he's got that off over towards short.
MIBR really not taking any liberties at A long here. They barely push past that halfway point. Happy to leave the trip here and maybe work that B, maybe C split angle. A main's being re-cleared now, so this frees up Kesnet to wrap back towards B, a site that had been open up until now. Aspas might consider an acceleration here. He's ahead of the molly. That is pretty big. Knights may not be aware of just how deep Aspas is.
There's a chance that Envy could gather enough players over towards C that, you know, Glyph in range could send out a Hunter's Fury with a flood.
Hunter's Fury now, this could be pretty problematic. Aspas does get tapped by it. Kesnet in the corner of the side. The timing, though, for Zekken is going to be brought down. Tex handled, trying to play the loose end over to the B side of the map. And now MIBR are well and truly committed here. Envy have Glyph and Demon 1 to work with. Backside and garage pushes. Glyph wisely identifies he wouldn't be pinned, doesn't need to give his position away. Again, it's Demon 1 creeping up on an angle with an op. Or a tour de force, same thing. Doesn't pan out this time, and now Glyph might just have to face the music. It's even too much for him to handle. MIBR now solidified their lead.
Envy have been able to get multiple players onto the sites that MIBR are hitting, but it has not been enough. They've not been able to actually lock them down. They're getting the 3 players into the site. They had the Hunter's Fury to supplement them as well. But even still, not enough. This second layer push into the back site. The flashes from Zekin.
Good shot,
Envy
guys.
just getting torn apart on the hold.
Pretty stately here for MIBR. No overcommitment on the A side of the map, and then a YC split option to end the round. Demon 1 biding his time. Normally the spot that you see the Phoenix pick up more aggressively. Slide across! Casey gets caught out straight away. This might have opened things up at B now. Blaze War going to try and give them way on in, and in. Demon 1 tries to push out on a timing, but MIBR are watching for it. Yeah. Glyph there not being spotted. So he's able to get back to A safely, but his noise cut is extremely unnerving for Envy. They have no information, just an inkling. MIBR, instead of pump faking the A side, going to commit towards long now. It is going to be pretty entrenched presence for Envy inside this A side. They don't have to play retake. They are in there like swimwear, but Aspas hits the back of the side. Verno's already found his, and now Glyph has to fight for his life on that corner. And it all falls apart at the seams pretty quickly.
Envy have just had no chance at holding these sites. The util that's coming out from the MIBR duelist combo is consistently getting value. They are able to get so deep off the fast lane. The flashes that we've seen Zekin throw out have been connecting at the right moments. We're never seeing these Envy players really able to fight together in those situations, divided by the wall. Unable to set up crossfires or good timings to multi-swing. It's got them in a bad spot with the economy. MIBR in full control of the game.
Now, Envy are another Kesnet team, so a push down mid with Sheriffs wouldn't be the most ridiculous thing. That used to be Crew's hallmark on some of these save rounds. But no. The stunner structure is more restrained than that, apparently. Tex is going to creep up, but not near where the high angle here is able to make the correction in time with reflash into the fight. Knights is going to be able to pick up the kill and, crucially, the weapon for Kesnet. That's a bizarre place to find an encounter now. It's a bit awkward here for Knights, knowing that the A side is essentially overrun. They still got a Vandal to work with, but Aspas, again, playing with a bit of heart, goes to take the fight, knows he's favored. And I'm here for a bit of stat padding, honestly, if you're ahead. Rossi's got to make his way into this A site alone. Mazzino and Zekin, the stabilizing elements of many on MIBR, will be waiting.
Rossi realistically has a chance to do this 1v2. It's going to be tough, though, dealing with Zekin up there in heaven. He's taken a good position.
The smoke coverage is good to get him in, but that window is about to expire, and there's just no inkling to check towards heaven, where Zekin is waiting to descend.
Fair effort. I mean, it is funny to get the call out, though, of Aspas just taking that fight into B. Hey, man, I like it, though.
Yes.
I like it. I want the GOAT to be hunting for kills. Like, put the pressure on them. So often earlier in this year, just every time you see him play, it feels like just waiting for the game to come to him.
Or
He's
just
not imposing his will on the other team. I want to see more of that.
It's like he has expectations of a setup that he wants, right? We saw him when he was sticking to a lot of Jet, right? He'd wait for a flash. He'd want to be second in. He'd want things to be just so. Now he's making his own luck. And so far, seems like he's rolling well. Nowhere here in the seaside is completely bereft of Envy players.
Yeah, no position to flood, and honestly, maybe for the best. The way that those attempts have been going, MIBR just having their number. Not going to be divided by Rossi. Envy attempting to get back in, but they're getting stalled out by the Molly, stalled out by the Hunter's Fury.
Just raw speculation here for Verno. No connection off that Hunter's Fury, but definitely has a delaying effect. Zekin going to play up inside the flash there. Mazzino at least is able to trade his kill. Aspas back from behind the side, takes a swing, but Demon 1 is waiting with the off. Good luck, though, with the retake now, and Mr. Mazanov is aware that the deck is stacked against him. He'll be walking away with his tail and up between his legs.
MIBR just have the recipe for dealing with that situation. They are all in front of the wall. They are all fighting at the choke. Little, Tex has his eyes on Garage just a bit, but the wall is a little weird cutting off at window, so they don't have to be overly concerned. And you just watch MIBR run into the mulcher in the choke. Just util piece after util piece. Time is getting delayed. Then they have to rush it. They're getting hit by shock darts. They're getting multi-swung. It's just over for them.
It feels like when you add Phoenix to these compositions, you are really working with a ton of util. You got the molly, you got an extra wall, you got flashes that obviously can refresh. You're adding a lot to the mixture.
Like, how nice is that setup? You have Mizzino up top, you have Zekin playing close, flashing into the choke. There's shocks coming into the choke. There's a swing coming from the left of default. Like, you are never going to get out there if you're Envy. MIBR just have their number. I think, it's valid to come into this game with questions about...
The team saw that and still decided not to lean in that direction. So here we are. It's a different look. Envy, Glyph still at the top of the scoreboard, still finding really crucial kill contribution. And their duelists are looking uncomfortable.
A round opener with a touch more hesitancy than we've seen on the others from MIBR, expecting that out of the timeout that could have been a very aggro play from Envy.
Let's listen into MIBR now as this slow round commences.
Give me bomb and go short maybe.
I'm joining short right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke. In 10 we go, guys.
Okay. They have trip short, trip short.
Okay. I'm gonna molly.
It's weak here, we should speed up.
Yeah, let's speed up, Flash in 3, 2, 1.
Nova's over here.
Spawn's over.
I think they gave.
Watch out with the flood.
Retake.
No blood, no
Already
blood.
there's smoke. Could be there's smoke, Mac.
No, doing good plant.
Nice.
I'm grabbed.
One flank.
Heavy flank. Can we flip? Can we flip? Come into the smoke.
Coming to the smoke.
3, 2, 1. That cage long. I flash. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Now we're doing.
Left side, left side.
Hold.
Short. Neon short.
Cage trigger.
3 flank, 1 spawn.
Yeah, I'll smoke at 10. I wanna stay close short.
One dead.
Chill out.
1 in spawn.
One enemy
Heaven, heaven.
remaining.
Fun.
Nice!
Fucking go, boy. Let's fucking
Good
go.
chat.
Take what's useful.
Sorry, that is absolutely disgusting. I love that call midway through that plant to flip, right? To try and fight those extremities, but that neural theft there from Tex and some sharp shooting there over towards A-Long really sets MIBR up for success.
Yeah, they make the right call. They're pushing into just Demon 1, and he looks like he's going to be the hero of the round. He gets the op kill into the Headhunter switch. Surely it's over then, right? They can't take the space they wanted to towards spawn. They're stuck on the site. They know they're getting heavy flank, and they just win out the 2v4. That is outrageous. The unlikely heroes as well, Tex and Mizzino. And MIBR, they want to bring that pace right back, just fighting up into C. Rossi gets the one trade, but that's irrelevant. The guns, the weaponry, not enough to get anything else accomplished. This is MIBR just running away with the map pick of Envy.
It's such a healthy lead, and they simply fight into C-Long with some pretty overwhelming utility and naturally better weapons. And it's funny because we're, again, being reminded of kind of the ballpark of where the MIBR ceiling could be. That's never really been hard to imagine. The challenge for this team is building a floor that doesn't collapse underneath that ceiling, which is about the mental aspect. It's about how you turn up on your worst day. I think this team wants a bad day to still have a lot of these elements of consistency, right? They haven't found that sort of sure footing yet, but this is obviously a great example of what's possible. And with Mizzino coming in and fragging up a storm and ostensibly calling this attack side, you've got to be feeling good about this showing.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think we saw that to an extent last week as well. To touch on Mizzino, it is nice to see him at the top of the board, 13-3. He has had to be outside of his comfort zone for a long time. You forget how talented he is individually because he's just had to make so many role swaps, picking up IGLing. But he's showing out right now.
Last round of the half here, last chance for Envy to leave a mark on MIBR, or this is going to be another tough day at the office. Demon One's pressed up on that C-Long, playing close contact, and he has Tour de Force active, so virtually looking for stopping power there. But again, there's a B that's being left open. Envy really have been leaving this up for retake.
No longer playing to the Floods. That was not the answer. MIBR were handling them with ease. No ults for this retake. 4 of them gathered up at this A-Link side. They need to really burst through that choke, create some space. The sun is nice on the fast bus, and Kezit capitalizes.
Perfect, yeah, well set up there by Rossi. Nova Pulse finds its mark, but Zekin's going to be able to fight around the side now. Refight again with these refreshing flashes, and now run it back, built up. Demon 1 is in deep trouble. Everybody's looking for him. Zekin just denied his 4th. But the flood doesn't work, the slow retake doesn't work, the anchoring doesn't work. It's a disastrous defense side for Envy.
MIBR just looked unstoppable. Yeah, there was no answer for Envy. Every single exec, if they tried to anchor, they were getting run over. They could not manage the barrage of utility coming their way. You had MIBR picking the right timings to hit these sites as well. Early in the half, when you had Envy kind of stacked up right, flooding right.
Or hope at least we see enough rounds to see what they can offer.
Might be an early clash coming on this A side, depending on how aggressive MIBR want to get.
Might be right, Wyatt. This one is already getting frothy, and Zekin striking first. Getting a ping there on the player inside lobby. That's all MIBR need to know about how many MV players are going to be set up here. This one looks like it's destined to be another stinker for Team Envy. As MIBR are making themselves look like world beaters in this matchup.
Man, that just felt all too predictable. How long was Verno just slowly moved to the left, just staring? That flash coming in 3, 2, 1, goes around the corner. All right, great. They just look at him. He's just like pre-turned it so early. They just know exactly what is about to happen.
You know,
they've already got the pressure ready to go from short. They've just been cooked.
I'm going to throw this idea out there. Maybe it's this like early weeks of really adding tight structure for Envy that makes them look a little predictable or readable. They certainly weren't readable in their last game of Stage 1.
They're just trying to accelerate off of Force Buy right now. 4 stingers for them.
Okay, deep is Kesnet. Verno's going to catch him out pretty much straight away. It's obviously a force that has to be here. The stingers for Rossi have sung for 2. But Glyph is low, and Demon 1 still trying to creep his way in with the Bandit. Zekin actually outdone by the Headhunter in that range. Mizzino, though, should be good here to lock this one up. It's going to be a quick day at the office here, I feel. MIBR marching towards a map finish.
This is a real stat pattern for Mizzino. Hey, man, he needs that for the confidence. IGLing and popping off. He's got a lot on his shoulders. Playing the controller main, which is not his favorite agent to be on. You know, ideally, if you were just living in Mizzino's world and he could do whatever he wants, he would love to be playing a little bit of Flash this year. He'd love to throw some Breach out here on Haven. Pretend it's 2023, 2024 again, and Breach is a perfectly fine agent to play here.
Last chance here for Envy to do something. Demon 1 with the Marshal. Kesnet still trying to play with a bit of pace, a bit of heart, despite it getting broken over these last 14 rounds. And Aspas is on an off angle here. One that the Owl drone could sniff out in theory. Trying to play ahead of it there. It's going to be Zekin out springing forth just for 1. It leaves Envy in a favorable position, and Demon 1 always seems to be in the right spot. Can't quite complete the kill, though. Tex will be allowed to slip over towards the A side.
Oh no, Knights
no.
goes down over towards Long, but they're going to call it off, Envy. Go back to Demon 1, go back to the space that he's got.
It's a really heads-up cancel, knowing that their Sentinel has given them a ton of room into B.
I like how MIBR are working the map right now to look at Verno's position. Critical in this round. He has full HP, full armor, and has the Phantom. Best kit on the field right now, and he's worked his way through spawn. Now just giving some time for his other 2 players to get towards B main. This drone is definitely going to be the attention grabber.
This Mizzino smoke could be critical. Demon 1 picked off early. Tex is able to find him on the approach, and now Glyph uncomfortable in an off-angle position, but low in health now. Traded down. It's all on Rossi. Envy make the right call with a late rotate, and Rossi's going to have to ace now to keep them in the game. 2 young bloods still fighting for recognition. Verno's going to get this spike to half, and God forbid he sticks it. That would be absurd! Rossi completes the ace. It's more of a sigh of relief than a yell of jubilation.
Hey, at least for Envy, back-to-back matches, 2 guys have gotten aces. Rossi gets one now. Knight's on his left, his debut. He got an ace last week.
And again, this one feels even less consequential. I mean, I guess important
Yeah,
in
the
that it
last
keeps
one
the
was
game going.
during a legitimate, what looked like the makings of a legitimate comeback on Breeze. This one might just be for
Come on, bro. Let's go, bro.
the sake of his VLR rating, but who knows? I'm not going to speak too soon. But this is something of an uphill battle in front of them. You typically favor the team with 12 rounds on the board in this situation, Mitch.
MIBR not just playing an op on this contact extremity. No, they've got 3 players with nose to the glass like it's a candy store. Getting ready, in theory, off some kind of timing to fight into this space.
Yeah, it's just, I think Osboss, tap, flash.
Who's taking
Reswing.
contact here? Yeah, there's, I guess a flash off Aspas' contact. He gets brought down, and Zekin wants to fight that solo. Fair enough. It all falls apart, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the intention of the play. I mean, it's just simple setup. But in the world where Osboss gets the kill, and then the flash and the double swing, they're cooking.
You don't have any choice if you're Zekin. You have to fight that, because what are you going to do? Turn your back on them and run down C long? Absolutely not. You are fully committed there. And hey, spin a trick like that on a save round like this is very reasonable. Just couldn't find a timing to put it together, and so Verno will hold silent vigil over.
Also, again, listen, I like it from Osboss. Save round. He's down to 600. Who cares, bro? I'm buying this rifle, and I'm gonna win the game right now.
Revealing area.
It's the idea of it.
Verno pinging a gun for himself. Also jumps on out, and that will see Envy pick up another round. Still very much a grim determination for Envy to clamber back into this game. Is it best? Obviously, it's overtime they're aiming for. Yeah, fight him.
Rossi is finding some nice kills. He's playing well individually. Yeah, I think Glyph had a couple really important moments, had some heads-up kills in that first half that we saw as well. Like, even in these losses, I think you're really clearly seeing Glyph's game sense on display. When the camera is on him, I have been impressed with him in both of their matches so far, despite what's happening to the team. I think he is standing out.
Yeah, just for different reasons, like you said, than in theory he was picked up for. Maybe he's just the whole package here for this Envy team. That stint on Gentlemates, the trip over to EMEA, clearly adding some important experience to his portfolio.
Yeah, it was something he was discussing in an interview with Andre Hopkins this past week, that he felt like on Gentlemates he completely lost his identity as a player. He was a cog in the machine, just a part of their
guy with a gun.
And he really wants to be able to find his identity again, coming back to the Americas, which he felt like he had in his Challengers stint.
I mean,
I can see what he's talking about.
He's in the right place. He's practically the Xavier Institute of identity finding, but I don't know how much more there is to be found in this one. As Zekin dives upon them, Knights with the run it back allows him to take a more aggressive kill and shut down the threat that Zekin's offered. Now a ping back to B, but it is not an empty site.
Yeah, this is Mazzino in a game-closing position.
Cute from Knights there, tried to duck in under it, but Mazzino was too quick to the click.
30 seconds left.
Time is of the essence. Verno still very well kitted out in terms of utility.
Enemy
And Aspas just has an inkling for it! There it is! 13-4 for MIBR. Ironically, that is the number of rounds, 4, that they won in the last meeting between these two teams, keeping a much cleaner sheet this time around.
And by the way, that on the last round, I believe,
Keeping with Brem's hopium about this team, it wasn't a close haven. You know, even in the rounds at MB1, they felt like they happened. In junk time, there was, you know, a pretty key ace from Rossi there, but it certainly felt unsalvageable. So now we head on to MIBR Sunset. Frod has always said his teams love this map. He loves to coach teams on this map. He said this was the old MIBR's best map, even if it didn't eventuate in Toronto. So let's see what we have in store now. They'll start on the defense side.
and this was a really fun one to watch in the MIBR Stage 2 debut, because we got to see Osboss just imposing his will on the server, playing so much more aggressively. working our way into just an honest 5-on-5 post plant. Spawn cut off by that Sage wall.
I like the flip attempt here from the defense side, but this is going to be sniffed out by Glyph. He's forced away though by the paranoia, and now MIBR in a position to fight for this. Snaking their way down short. Still leaves Aspas in a position to pinch onto Elbow, but time is really the essence here. Rossi crosses. Not a true crossfire setup, but Glyph now is going to help out with the rest. Oh my goodness, forget about it, man! They all walk out of the line of fire, and now Rossi's going to salvage this, or this ship is scuppered! Not what you want to see. If you're an Envy fan, I'll put it plainly for you. MIBR fight back in a shorthanded scenario.
Maybe it's just the time of year, it's the sense of making a champions slipping away from Aspas, but he looks like a different player last week, this week, than we've seen him so far in 2026. Just insane moments already.
And we were hearing all last year of this, even earlier this year, kickoff, like of Aspas being a little resistant to pick up some of these more dive, more mobility-oriented duelists. Really wanted to stick to the Jet. We saw him try some Waylay, some Yoru. And it kind of got passed around on this MIBR side because it didn't really seem to suit him. But Neon seems to fit like a glove in a way that we wouldn't have expected.
Yeah, it's like something you would pick up occasionally on the pass, like with Loud way back then, but never really fully immersed himself in it. And it, you know, does feel like no ways, but it does feel like when you go, you know, back in the history books and you look at Aspas' career, you're going to feel like, man, I wish this guy would have just went all in on Yoru when he was the best agent in the game. And maybe there's a level of realization like, we can't let the guy who is arguably the greatest player of all time, at one point was undoubtedly the best player in the world, to miss out on playing the best duelist agent right now as a duelist main. We cannot let him avoid that and just stay in the Jet and Raze zone forever. Like, he needs to be on these great agents.
He has to evolve.
Where he can, yeah, evolve and also put up the GOAT level performances. Because he's playing with training weights when he's going on some of these lesser duelist agents, playing against Neons and Yorus all day when Yoru is relevant, right?
Envy's comp gives them this access to this top mid split that you see some teams threaten but never really fully commit to when they're just smoking that part of the map. But look at them get in onto this B side.
And MIBR make a good decision though, double up to control the space in main. So they still will have an extra angle to get back in towards the site.
This is something I want to see more of. It's really hard for defenders to peer into that top mid scenario and try and take a fight against the attackers. So Envy making very good use of this Sage wall to get themselves in. Tex here is dug in on the back of the site though. Still on a danger angle, quite deep. Now the Cyber Cage also going to break things up. Maybe an opportunity for Mazzino there. Going to be Tex finding yet another one, and it's going to be Verno on Demon 1. Again, it's an issue of time though. And Demon 1 loves to bide his. Just play it slow, play it safe. Oh my goodness! What a moment there from Verno. Defused with just under 2 seconds left, and that has got to be some egg on Demon 1's face.
Just a dagger to the heart. It feels like that might be the crushing blow for this map if we're on round 3.
Bit early for that, isn't it? But
I mean, do they have the resolve to get back from a situation like that?
oh man,
Especially after what just happened on Haven on their own map pick. Look at Stunner's face. He is just distraught.
yeah.
And
Just a
valid
brutal bonus
reason.
to lose
It's
against.
So brutal. You got to give a lot of credit there to Tex, by the way. He comes in just the Sheriff, one of the lesser weapons when you look at MIBR in totality there, and he gets 2 crucial kills with it.
Envy, like they're getting busy in these early rounds. Again, they're taking a lot of this space in towards mid. This time the wall is in market. But it's a bit of a dead stop in mid. It looks like Envy really want to just capture this space, but Zekin's going to fight for it with his runner back. He knows it's risky, but he can afford to throw caution to the wind. And he just got a ton of damage down in those last few seconds. Aspas, more than happy to be second to the fight, to pick up the scraps.
Just hunting them down. That's something we've seen from his Neon. He's pouncing on opportunities.
Oh.
When he sees that someone is trying to limp away, there's some danger, someone's trying to get around the corner. Nah, he is right on them.
I mean, there's honestly a ton to talk about in that round because the Sage Wall gets placed this time in market. And it looks like Envy are hoping to fight for mid a little bit until the Phoenix turns up top mid and Zekken starts ruining them.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Again, it's a
Nice, good chat.
low economy round, right?
Okay.
That's probably where the confidence is originating from for MIBR. Attack side up for Demon 1. Oh, there's no way. Aspas is going for it, bro. This is insane. KZ going to get brought down with the help of Tex, and now Hunter's Fury to punish some of these players in mid. A lot of space taken by MIBR. And it could be a hot minute before Envy can re-clear it.
Tex just sits down, two of them, gets the res out, still have the man advantage. But Envy need to commit that. They can't lose another buy round here. That would just be giving way too much up to MIBR. They're going to try to make a foray into this B site, but it's littered with Cypher utility.
Verno's still free here. Oh, wait, free. He's alive at the back of the side. He can even have a recon later in the round if it's required. Rossi brings him down in the end, but Aspas slides on in to dominate him. 5 unanswered rounds here for MIBR, and no shortage of crashing round losses for Envy amongst them.
It's just looking effortless for them. I love that they integrate a play like that at that exact juncture in the half, where Envy are on a pivotal full buy round. Nothing on the board yet, and so that's when you activate your aggro defense set piece, combo up the ults.
Sir.
You know, that's a great call to get it in on that round. Perfect timing.
I think
You're going to imagine this is a round where Demon 1 is going to bring out that tour de force, see if he can't find an opening. It was a quiet week 1 for him, playing the KJ, playing the Phoenix. And then he's on the agent that everyone would want to see him play. The one where he can most impose his will on the server, play aggro, take fights, take timings.
he loves to just push up on these angles with an op or a similar weapon. He's got a trip to deal with, though, on that A short side, so... He does have a nice line, though. And the one-way smoke to really set him up. Now it's a question, your strong side needs to get there into elbow. In fact, no! Okay, they're going to get straight onto the site, ignoring elbow entirely. Still with that same wall over towards that spawn side. Kesnit's asking for a bit of action, but Aspas has somehow been able to fall away and stay alive here. They've got to get rid of him, and eventually Glyph steps up with the bandit pipe. At that time, all of the retakers are here from MIBR. Fast flooding in, realizing that Envy are completely disrupted, don't have the weaponry to fight for it, and that's another chapter closed.
Aspas was in so much danger there, but he really makes the most of dodging around with the fast lane into the delay with the stun. And so even though Verno was walled off, the team rotating kind of walled there, he bought enough time that Verno was able to break it and then get back in, get the kill, get the trade for him.
Set up that crossfire so quickly.
There's just
No,
no
don't take it.
hesitation in providing that help. MIBR just, they understand the assignment in that situation, complete it. 6-0.
It's hard to imagine a worse start than we saw on Haven, but at least Envy won the pistol in that map. Brutal. It's tough TV to see, and Aspas is going to take 2 heads off the rip. Verno going to push straight on in again. It's MIBR not giving Envy any room to breathe. No room to lean into this chamber comp. It's all gas, no brakes, and again, it's Demon 1 who is very aware of the encroaching threat.
I love it. Same kind of sequence. Play out a anti-eco, a bit more standard than the next round. Hey, that fast hit down mid on defense, that set piece we have, that worked beautifully on the gun round to completely disrupt them. Let's just do it again, but the variation is we're just going to contact through tiles. We're just going to walk it down. Catches off Envy completely.
We saw that same round, though, when Aspas popped the overdrive. Really similar approach, albeit slightly different weaponry. He's 11-3 on the Neon. Demon 1 gets a leg on Mazzino. It's going to take more than raw damage just to win a round like this. Demon 1 is doing all this work just to keep this weapon. Line him up, nice little spin there, and Verno hits him with the coup de grace. 12-3, and a 7-0 scoreline. Envy have shown up here, saw in stage 2 in some way or shape or form, but they have not arrived.
Look at that second shot. How fast the adjustment is.
Enemy remaining.
And you can see that Envy are trying to respond to this and fight into that moment. But there's always a second and third player there for MIBR, a contingency upon a contingency.
I feel like MIBR need a win like this, need a showing like this. So when was the last time, if ever this year, they had a blowout game? Oh wait, maybe we are the super team that people were talking about before the year even started kind of game. A reminder of who they are kind of game.
In fact, they were on the receiving end of the biggest blowout game so far.
And now they're dishing it right back to the very same team.
Well, these guys have played twice before this game, so this would truly be a decider in that sense, and there's been nothing short of decisive. Okay, and pretty simple stuff here, just a smoke back towards that spawn side, also a wall thrown up, and Verno's going to play this same off angle that we saw earlier on, and Kaznit, I guess he was trying to clear that trip, that's all he could really do. I just watched the soul leave Envy in that round, just depart their bodies en masse. It's like Goku's charging a spirit bomb in the next postcode.
It's just like the, yeah, man, the slow kind of work into the site, the setup. Mizzino is ready for that situation as well in that, yeah, when they've hit A before, Rossi is going for that like jump. You can place the wall kind of deep. So Mizzino is just ready to TV top box, have the angle over it.
Yeah.
And MIBR have the contingency plans. They know what is about to happen. And now it's, oh hey, Envy are on a bye. All right, little aggressive move towards A. Nothing crazy, not going for a full push through, but again, a level of, you know, disruption, just differentiating things.
Verno does not want to permit a top mid split here. Straight into market now, but Mizzino's going to be waiting for it up on the plant. The 10 spot pays off. Demo 1 tries to switch over to Hunter, but no glory. No happiness for him in that moment. And Mizzino is a brick wall, pushing out of market in the end. And that's exactly the kind of staccato that MIBR have punctuated every single winning round with. And that's been all of them.
Yeah, they really are playing with a casual vengeance for what occurred last time. MIBR are never going to be the team to make it seem like they're playing with that fire in their hearts when you see them on camera. But I'm going to let the gameplay just speak for itself in that regard.
And what a nightmare for Stunner and the coaching staff, because they were there for that last performance of Envy. And they made the concerted decision to go away from that game style, and instead they're being fed in the wood chipper. Rossi able to slow them down, though, and at least achieve player parity with a res. But Envy are no closer to this site than they were at the start of the round, and they're walking into a fully Cypher-tripped A site.
Osboss just shreds them to pieces, man. Verno is working his way towards Link, so if this hit does come in off the smoke fade, yeah, it's those trips you mentioned. But now they have to deal with Verno as well. Walled off. A lot of pressure on Tex.
Okay, Verno trying to set him up, though, here with a recon. Verno's going to have to wait until his trips give him that solid info. Rossi wraps around, though. Okay, nice little ice slide here from Envy. There's something in this round, surely. Verno low on bullets here. Demon 1 holding his ground.
Spike planted.
And that casual confidence for MIBR. This time isn't quite enough to get them over the line. Although, don't count Mizzino out. He ran rough shot over them on Haven. Good paranoia. Sets himself up with a free 1 versus 1. That's crazy. Gets ahead of the box. No! Surely not! Oh, the fellow Chilean to finish the job. Straight up 1 versus 3 with zero respect.
We might just need to end the game now. I'm going to be honest.
Do we have a mercy rule?
I don't know if I can watch any more of this. Oh my god. That is one of the most brutal Valorant rounds I think I've ever seen.
The paranoia is perfect here. Credit where it's due. Mizzino guarantees a
Oh my
1v1
God.
to
I'm
start
in
the
pain,
fight.
man.
God.
I can't imagine how they
Okay,
feel.
listen.
There's a
I have received. They're going to buy. It's not pretty. Half armor, but they are running out of time to make their mark on this series. Only winning 4 rounds on
Depending on
Haven.
what happens, I might have to close my eyes this round.
I mean,
And just really,
Stunner has had his eyes closed most of this game, I think. Every time I cut to
I
him.
can't blame him.
Bring them down.
I got a daring call in the moments before this round. We're going to listen into Team Envy. God help us all.
I'm here.
Close, guys.
Yo,
they're
I'm
in
they
mid,
Hey, headshot dead.
One more in mid, probably.
Yeah. Yes.
Side,
Side. Slug behind us. Coming, guys.
Side, side. Give me 1 second, guys.
I'm gonna clear elbow.
Neono's here. Neono's here.
I'm planning safe.
Neono's here.
Bro, look our positions.
Fire elbow. Fire elbow.
Wait,
Fire elbow. Fire elbow.
pineapple.
Lane. Sova's lane, guys.
I'm walking down Silva. I'm
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
down Silva.
Chris. I'm with you.
I'm right behind you.
We're good,
Chris. I'm right
behind you.
3. Chill. Just hold. Just hold.
I'm jiggling lane.
Off me, guys.
There.
holding back.
One enemy remaining.
One of you.
He was there too. He was there too.
Yeah, he was. Lane still? I have lane still. I have lane.
2 bullets. We can spawn if you guys done.
Walking out lane.
Wait.
Might go for damage. Lane right now.
I'm exiting T-spawn.
Nice shot, guys.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go.
There it is. The Envy win in round number 11. One of the calls that stood out to me most midway through that round is Kesnick going, guys, look at our positions. As 4 of them are stacked behind the box on that A side. It is pretty chaotic, the communication on this Envy side.
Yeah, I would
lot of
say
chatter.
chaotic, still with a level of determination though. Definitely not a sense that they've given up in the way that they're speaking to each other. Like, the communication is still intense, you know what I mean? Like, they're not out of the game in that regard, it feels like. So that is a plus.
Bring them down.
And it's something to hang their hat on here in this first half. But it's their last round, naturally. Still makes that pistol ever so important in the second half. MIBR.
Go, go, go.
This time slow it down. No thrust up mid, no aggressive A push. They actually want to try and anchor this B side behind the Cypher util, but Envy have sniffed it out. Top mid presence for Demon 1, hit by the flash, and there's a pinch on his left. He's going to give that space up and now return. Can Mizzino do anything ahead of this? Yeah, he doesn't actually want to take contact on this A side. Try and maybe play off the Phoenix.
Yeah, the best he can really do is wait, delay with the paranoia, and try to set someone else up. If Zek is going to be second, and that's the catch spike down as well.
Okay, there is a slow warp here, so Zekin can't advance too much further, but I think he's done more than enough here to take the wind out of Envy's sails.
Yeah, absolutely. It's forcing them into this mid-round reset, but they have no space elsewhere on the map.
Zekin just pushes Solo up short with Phoenix ult and gets a
30
kill.
seconds left.
All right, top mid. It's not a split, though. It is a full commitment. Burner's able to take 1, and there's going to be some Boba presence now as Kesnit's brought back into the game via the res.
And it's high value from Ross. Oh, no! Shooting from Tex. Oh, my God.
Absolutely ruined. 3 kills for Tex, and that's more than enough. Envy come to a screeching halt deep in enemy territory.
Tex really looking solid today. And he played great on Sunset in their first match as well. He is looking much sharper these last couple weeks than he's looked, I think, the rest of the year up until this point. And hey, maybe he's getting into that zone at just the right time of the year to make this Champions run actually come to fruition.
What a pace shift there for MIBR. Yeah, the stank face there from Fraud. I don't blame the guy.
I mean, it can't be not sure of themselves. I feel like I've never seen MIBR feel more sure of themselves. Every call, every round is decisive, and you're watching Osbos just all in, committing on the plays, no hesitation, and it's resulted in him putting up 16 kills for 6 deaths. He's taking point, and he's hitting the shots.
And there were times, and I feel guilty for suggesting this, there were times where I wondered if Aspas had a legitimate desire to change as a player or evolve in the direction that the game was pulling him. But this should allay any doubts that you have about his ability to stay with the times and remain a potential world beater in a very foreign meta from where the one that he really, found his glory moments in. MIBR on the attack side here in this pistol. They're going to clear that Sage wall to some degree as Envy try and set up a big elbow stack that isn't going to be tested. It's going to be Tex, though. might have seen or heard this cross top mid. It's not sure.
Yeah, that B side of the map is looking mighty open over there for the taking.
It's looking
Envy.
mighty submissive B side there. I won't say the
We've
second part of that.
given that one up.
Very submissive and plantable.
Yeah, I'm not. Sorry,
There's
bro.
the spike getting in. Sidima 1 try and work his way back in through Boba, but there are a large number of MIBR players here to make the fight. Nice little ping out on Zekin, but he's going to get back to safety. Verno and Zekin, can they handle this flood? We're about to find out. First shots are good. Oh, it's all Verno. Zekin chimes in. And Envy simply serve themselves up to the wood chipper. Say, please put me out of my misery.
Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap it up. MIBR just looking insane today.
Yep. Okay, so
we're at a place though, Mitch. I already know the conversation that's about to happen. There is going to be a damn MIBR look really good, and then the response is going to be, boy, but it was against Envy though, so this doesn't even matter.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Doing my job for us, bro.
by Ghost Rider.
That is going to happen, but I really do believe that we've seen enough from MIBR in this game and in the Week 1 game we've seen enough evidence, rather, to support that, hey, this is looking like a different MIBR. They're playing in a different way. Osbos is playing in a different way. They're leaning into this Phoenix Neon, and it is looking good for them.
But can they make this their floor? That's what they've been searching for so far. We know this team has so much potential. A ceiling that, in theory, we may never have seen before with this mix of players. But they needed a solid baseline that even on an average day, a random Tuesday could come into the server and look this good. Stingers still pretty strong.
Yeah, this is a good time push from Envy down mid. It's going to collect a whole lot of kills.
No.
Oh, no. He's got a molly as well. He could get the heal.
He's got ult. Built that up pretty damn quick. Flash reset as well. Look at him actually getting off that molly. He doesn't know where Demon 1 is.
Oh, my God.
All right. Demon 1, believing that his patience will pay off, and it does.
Spikes here.
Eventually catches second as he doubles back. And Envy will take what they can get at this point. They force up into Stingers to stay in the game, and it pays off. They even take a Vandal out of the round. Any deep thoughts here?
I'm just watching the replay play out. I can't say, I mean, asking anyone to have deep thoughts at this point in the game is, you're really asking for the most from anyone who is participating in this viewing. So no, I can't say I have any of those, but fair play to Envy at least for staying alive for just one more round. What are they going to have to do to make you a believer here, Mitch? You don't want to talk to me?
I was talking to a producer.
That's all right, bro. Dono wall. I mean, just
Sorry.
what's the point in having a co-caster?
Sorry,
I'm just turning up to work alone tomorrow,
I'm
bro.
getting called out for that.
I'll cast with the big Dan the Penguin plushie over there instead. He gives me about as much feedback as you did in that round. I'll ask you a question.
Okay, I'm getting flamed. I was talking to our producer. I thought I might have had a moment. That's crazy. Getting aired by my co-caster.
That's all right. We'll move on.
Here's a 12 and 3
Any
for you,
deep thoughts here for this next round, buddy?
Oof. Okay, so honestly, if Envy do that again, if they do it 9 more times,
what the walk down mid and or just like the kill,
just
the killing,
just
them,
winning the
them
round
part?
actually even more. Yeah, I'm going like big picture here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to see the vision.
A grandiose story.
Because if they don't win, they'll lose.
Mm-hmm.
Another elbow stack here. We saw this from Envy actually early on the pistol. It wasn't tested that time. 2 plays him with the paranoia and a self-flash there as it never quite got around the corner. A little awkward for MIBR, but they're still determined to push up into this space, and they might get it for free.
Now, in this moment, it's going to be tough to not have a level of recency bias. But how is this making you feel just thinking about MIBR, what they need to do to make champs this stage? They've got 4 points right now. If they win this, they're going to have 5.
Obviously, placing well as we go on the road is going to be pretty important. We've waxed poetic about identity so much this stage already. I think finding that at this early stage, it's about as late as you could ask for, and still feel like you have a good chance in the postseason. And yeah, of course, there's an asterisk because Envy are struggling, but we see this style refined, developed against some tougher opposition potentially, then yes, I'm bought in. Demon 1 in trouble, the last bastion between his team and a pretty brutal loss. That's a 13-3 recorded on Sunset, folks. There's only 7 rounds conceded by MIBR over the course of the series. Yeah, I'm